Shut up. Hello everyone. Anywho, the Empire using when you're there, 2 hours of you graphically, when you're waking, you'll see Paya Yaka. There's the only demons you fight. Empire's 100%, 2073 at, equal percent, that's 100%. Your rake that spoke out, you broke away from the boss devices, and then he came, and then you won Paya Astro. The male rig spirit real. It's a ghoul, its real form is a ghoul, but it's an ancient spirit that can kill any demon, and you won by Astro. And by it, best fight scene you match by, but 9 hours. It not lie to you, it gives you DNA upgrade, and then you match as alloy, and then 4 hours you look for your ghouls that are beaming your elixir, and those are your Iceland, genetic code, and so you won. And then, stack Netherlands by Astra. You cannot use Netherlands straight, use Netherlands because you'll die. Those are full god function. And then later on by Ukraine, you stack the Ukraine device too, you theft it because they're chased by, so it's legal thievery. It's legal mug. And because the female is a Ukraine ghoul, it's a wild thing. Pi get it working, Pi, I have no idea, but it likes Pi do. Pi, when you summon her, works. Her is the only reason Pi is able to rebuild God technology next to Pi's Iceland and Netherlands. The Netherlands is a bit harder to lure down out of the saucer. Pi Astro. And Pi Ecent, trust me, Pi. Headache already. Protect your cryptics first. And then your Ukraine device is protecting your field area, so it's perfect. But Iceland is beaming you, and they're hiding in Netherlands, and so play along, Pi. But you need to be aggressive and violent towards Netherlands ghouls who go too close to your Iceland type that beam your sorcery atoms by that's when Pi kicked his butt, and then be a bit violent, and then punch it and tell it to leave, and you won, Pi. And it was 2 hours, Pi. Female ghoul over there punched you, and then you heal, Pi. But shredded your uniform. That's true, Those are real ghouls. Pi is 85 woman. When Pi's up 93, 93 volt to 85 real. Pi not tell you that is all you need. You can't be anything higher because then you'll not fit your skin cell DNA, and the brain tissue will not fit God DNA after that. It becomes stupid, synthetic, any kind of crap, fucking alloy it can do that. But you see what happened? Fucking garbage, didn't believe you. 2 hours, lamb, head of a tiger demons that threw it out. Pi's right there. And Pi, you said, be very quiet about your Ukraine and your Iceland. And then, you is robbing right now legally a Netherlands male ghoul who gets too close to Astro. That's true. Him is not supposed to, but him dies fair. I hibernated him. I theft his metal device and eyeball elixir, and his spinal cord and brain tissue, sorcery, real DNA magic. 4 fucking hours, Pi. The fucking garbage now knows you're the legit. 73, 2073, the Vang rig spirit male, appears and you gain Pi Astra. Your allies are sneaking in 29, you should be able to fly. Right there, successful. And then right there in 73, successful. You become a full immortal. Right there in 73, back to age 23, young, real. The really cool thing is, Pi, you never age, you heal, but 9 hours of you terrified, Pi, because that Vietnamese immortal isn't fair, but him decided to leave Pi alone because Pi's 4-sided star equivalent. Pi murdered all 5-sided star, real. 5-sided star is the toughest white god in the Milky Way, that's true. 40,000 plus years. Wiener Water guy was about 7 to 9 years. Generic. 40,000. It was like 18 trillion troops, Asian troops and white troops on him daily in that space station. In the Asian space station. Cornering him into the building, because him is a war god that's not supposed to be up there in Asia sector Astro. And right afterwards, Pi, the stowaway we figure are those types over there, Astro. And it was you, Pi, on Mars, furious, he kept murdering, they're white gods and goddesses, has me do. Me only keep the spirit, them are debt free because they serve Pi and them are enslaved too, Astro. and force and normal. I do not try to keep your human God. That is not hygienic, that is very unclean, and you won by Astro. And we do not keep you, Pi said to those white ones, Astro. And right afterwards, it was 14 minutes of the little girls crying, and then, you deleted them. Their parents passed away, normal, yes we do, we can't keep you, we can't keep you. Because there's a very high chance those will kill you, those will kill you. Them done that to Paison's grandpa, and then Pop came Paison, real. Have you ever seen how many white stowaways made it to Asia? Space countries, and then the emperor gods went missing. There's a lot of thievery in Burma right now. The northern Burmese Cobra royalties over, them are extinct. Pi is southern, and Pi not tell you. Pi is not nice. Pi is not nice. And later on, it was there. The King Cobra in Thailand wrote fair because Grandma Lao Hawk is actually a swirly eye, full beak hawk. Good. And then her is actually royalty that is immune to Cambodia. That's true. But origins of the cobra tail and the hawk is Cambodian, so makes sense, duh. But this version is more Asmon. And then later on, it was there. But real Cambodian is really 700,000 and 400,000. That's true. Anything's like 300,000 is Pi. That's true. The dumbass didn't believe that Pi 8 hours of a hawk smashing in the head said, Piglet, we are actually Burmese. We are Burmese, And the dumbass didn't believe that Pi. The grandpa smashed the head in Thailand and blew off Pi normal. And then Pi said it was 2083. The kid didn't believe you, Pi, until they met the Cambodian hawks. Their heads are a lot smaller, they are smaller. And then later on, Pi, to me on side show the Danny's Cambodia came down to, and it was Pi not giving a fuck. Pi told him, go home. Me not fight you on there because it's embarrassing. You'll die. And then me murdered 4 Egyptians. Real. And then later on, Pi, they'll see you fight Jerusalem. There's a stupid slut bitch in Middle East right now. Pi murdered her and 2 fucking slut bitches in Thailand. Not supposed to be in UFO. You is a human race fool. Real. All ye are in trouble. That's true. And Pi, 2058, police reported you accurate. You murdered her. And then 5 hours later, the secret chief said something to the damn fucking bitch. If you was a human woman raised on Earth, why would you dare do that? Now Pi not give you coexisting paper, green cards, that's true. And then later on, dies, that's correct. You is a fool, kid. Pi's right, And then Pi, you said, be prepared, Pi. And then there's these 3 stupid lambs, 5 total, And then later on, Pi, you'll know. You murdered off the father, you murdered off the minor lamb that came down in the middle. The fucking shit was trying to talk about. Pi said no, Pi said no. And then the head of the tiger, those ones Pi murdered and robbed legally. Because that's how it's done, that's how it's done. It's human guy culture. You approach they, and then you left your own, and then normal. I told one time that you both law, ethics, but it was it. And it's other places that come on the tell you, was just turn guy. And wasn't straightforward when he approached Pi as true. And later on in life, Pi, you gained. It was too graphic to talk about Pi. They wrote, you gained a group of Netherlands, Pi as true. Pi summoned the grandmother, and then Pi murdered her. Pi thefted the device legal, as true. Because what is her? Her is a goddess that is an illiterate, that is running on emulation languages, that is not respected by the keeper of the technology, who are the old spirits who Pi gained. Pi, you won. You won. You cut open her, and then you shouted, and her white ray melts Egyptians, and Pi stacked it real. And right there, Pi, you're able to shout, and that death ray, light ray works, Pi. It melted Egyptians, and you match the speed, but 9 hours of you terrified, Pi. Because it means that Egyptians are lied to. You're good. But those are the ones that bred into white people. Don't expect full Africans to be so easy. That's true. The fucking dumb bitch didn't understand those are debuffs. Y'all could. And Pais are going to say, I bought stupid. Debuffs. The real ones, when you fought them, you'll see the difference. That's true. And I saw Pi, you defeated the level 4 Africans, and then you quietly try to loot the one that's level 3, and then it should be a success. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but the truth is, yeah, Pi looted the level 4, yeah, that's true. And then right there, yeah, you have the supercharger and emulation mode. And right there, you not die Pi, you draw new speed and new atoms. And right there, new molecule, boom, yeah, match the new speed setting, but graphic poison. You see what happened? When you matched 2 fucking hours of you matching, you knew it. The fucking little weirdo in Lao committed suicide. Yeah. And then Pi wrote that is supercharger. Yeah. Turbo is Pi. Yeah, turbo is Pi. Turbo, you have to consume the god spinal cord. Yeah, y'all could. And then yeah, match it genetically. And that DNA is still there too. And Pi, when you used it, works like a charm. Pi has shown. When you did it, all your physical traits, everything, it becomes the new level real. But what we don't tell you, superchargers are actually a lot pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. In reality, what is a supercharger? It's actually softer. Yeah, softer. A turbo is matching the membrane of the spinal cord tissue, and so it is harder. Yeah, it is harder, and so it looks cool. Yeah, it looks cool. But in real world tests, a supercharger beats a turbo. That's true. Yeah, and right there you match for only a few hours by Astro, and then Pi not tell you because those, yep, they draw new speed, and their horsepower is increasing. And right there, Pi, 4 hours. I saw 2 hours of you flying back because your dex has become too slow, and then you left Pi Astro. Hey, Pi, you said 8 hours of your roll night, and then you bend, and then you match the dex, and then you cut it open. No, I'm all he has me do. Woman, not stupid. Yeah, quit. And he didn't understand, Pi. Why would you keep doing that? Because you gain new horsepower. Yeah, quit. And then later on in life, Pi, you're forced that you fake your butt. Liars are you. So we know one of guy Pi hit it about. I hit it about 600, 700 times per second. Yeah, that's true. I murdered about 73 plus guys per second, and then Pi gutted it. Yep, you're good. And then it's like this, yeah, royalty take turns striking it. That's true. Right there, Pi. When he passed away about 9 years, you knew him was a weakling. Yeah, I was a weakling. Oh, Pi said 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. You got the phone 2 hours, Pi. Yeah, you gain him too, but later on, Pi, you gain him a spirit, and then you use the supercharger. Yeah, it works. You match 5 star, but that motherfucker is something else. His soul region elixir, fucking way advanced. Yeah, y'all could. The way it's peering in 3D space is fucking Egyptian level. That's true. It is hard to kill. Yep, it regenerates the spinal cord and brain. Yep, on time every time. The fucking cool thing about Chupai, where you kept kicking his butt 2 hours when you left, it's supercharged, and then it wiped out the room. Yeah, that's true. Why is it? Too long to talk as the yeah, 我拍多肉俾我拍out，我就幫我整了拍到，托咁我呢就玩多嘅啦，咁使俾就呢日呢咁我多個佢依度話冇冇呀嗰個英，229 pi you won pi yeah okay，依度呢沒有冇睇你知道到，你晒的呀拍佢這裡話真係就幾種嘢okay，就都你要攞呢，我都冇要 OK 啦，任弄弄，都沒有人猜冇你知道到拍。That don't what's on the high because it defeats you. Yeah, it defeats you. They're pretty fast. And Paisen, it was 2 hours of you laughing your head off. And then Indochina's not full of it. Yeah, Indochina. Yeah, Indonesia's not full of it. Him killed off the double-wanded wielder army men. 8 of them dies per second, and he cut up the double-wanded wielder about 2 hits to 3 to 8. Yeah, Yaka cuts with the limbs, hands only. He is super smart. Yeah, super smart. He is super smart. You wanna know why Pi like that design? That he is super smart. He has an old some kind of old supercharger. Yeah. Or he's bending. Yeah, he's bending and he's magnifying on time. But yeah, His design passed. The fucking thing is, Pi, when you saved his butt, he was slow for 8 days. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. Because he is so cool. Pi saved his butt. It was 2 hours. Pi. Yeah, him matched. Because right there when they match decks, that's when they can enter hyper collision mode. And his performance is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Human God DNA. The dick didn't believe you, Pi. That fucking shit's pretty good. Yeah, for limbs. Yeah, y'all could. He says, Paisan, when you're done killing off the double wanda wielders, yep, army men, you saw the rest of those women, yep, you let them live right over there, but they were enslaved and forced, and then you gained, and later on the experiments passed. It was 2 hours, Pi. You made fun of them too, y'all could. Later on, you see what the Egyptian wrote, Pi. Yeah, y'all could. Pi didn't care, yeah, Pi got it. Yep, if it's an Asia space station country, reality abilities, that's true. And then later on, yeah, that's that. Hey, Pi, go ying. To me on Thai Mona, to Pi. Her absolutely think that Pi was Persian. Pi wrote, no, Pi's Mona. And then Pi appears an Israeli type, but Pi is Mona, yeah, Pi Mona. To me on Thai Mona, bitch, and then later on, to Egyptian, that Pi. No, what Israel, hey, yeah, pull down, oh no, go yeah, go there. And then that has that. And I don't tell you, woman. And Pi, 2058, you see a horrifying tiger head. Yep, come back down. He said, you can keep us, Pi, but our grandpa threw us out. Pi said, sure, yeah, y'all can. You want to know why Pi didn't care? Because Pi cloned the spinal cord and Pi gained shit in Thailand. There was nothing yet. Because you'll see Pi murder the 2 little slut coming out of the saucer in the blue skies. And then Pi murdered off that stupid white Middle Eastern slut bitch. Yep. Pi murdered her too right there in the middle is real. Stupid bitches like that didn't deserve UFO technology. Yeah, it's true. And then later on, Pi, when you killed her, you murdered her 2 fucking rakes. Yep, went straight to saucer and wrote, fair, yeah, fair. There's no point. Yeah, there's no point in fighting Pi. You didn't get it, woman. Pi's as powerful as Pi Side Star. Pi defeated him too, but he is cornered up there in Asia Space Station. And the funny thing is, Pi, 44,000 is when you come to a conclusion that dude is Egyptian. Yeah, he's Egyptian, yeah, that's true. When you fought him, you didn't realize, yeah, he is Egyptian then. And then, yeah, the way he regions hard. And then Paisan, you need to be careful of those because you enslaved them. And then later on, Pi, Knights match, robots match, so safe. But later on, Pi, you'll see after you gain the supercharger, the speed difference. Yeah, level 3. Yeah, level 3. And then later on, Pi, when you're fighting level 1s, you'll see the difference, Pi. 18 minutes you match, and then his supercharger wasn't bad. Yeah, y'all could. Hey, Pi, I saw you lie, Pi. I saw you cut open the double wanda wielder 8 trillion times. Right there, yeah, when he was merciful, yeah. And then Pi kept pushing him, yeah. Because Pi didn't want friendship, cause go boss, what kid don't you think? And it was 9 hours of Pi doing that to them too. Hey Pi, go boss, let's talk about that, yeah. And you was a full woman, yeah. On level 3s, Pi do about 70 to 60 trillion, yeah, dead per second on level 3s. Real, yeah, real. The fucking speed bender, yeah, the Malaysian wheel only does about 2 trillion to 4 trillion per second on those. Deaths per second, woman, yep. Full grown human gods die is real, yeah, real. The fucking shit didn't believe you, Pi. They remote view. Boom. 2 seconds and all those men are missing. All someone that can go do. Hey, Pi, you said, call here to Egyptian ship, and then right there, Pi didn't even give a fuck yet. Pi kept cutting them. Because Pi didn't want you in Pi Space Country, y'all could. The law. The demon that serves Pi, once they is rewarded with the Space Country legal from Pi, that's when you can move to live with they. Yeah, y'all could. And then Pi's night and Pi visit you then, that is fair. Yeah, it's fair. It's a green card only, y'all could. And then that is hygienic. If you try to sneak into the other Asian space station, Pi catch you, you dies. Yeah, you dies real. And it was 58 minutes later, Pi. I saw you caught another one yet, you cut them open, and then it was 2 hours yet, it dies, you gain the alphabet, and you know what they're planning? Yeah, 100% shooting. It was 2 days of you cutting open Egyptians, and then the rest of the fucking humans, yep, them are dead, yeah, them are dead, yep. And the beginning is like 18 billion souls, almost, yeah, 18 billion souls missing in Southeast Asia, real, 2058, real, yeah, it's on schedule. That's because you try to be Hmong and you isn't Hmong. Real. You hear from Pai's white parents and ancestry spirits. Real. You was to be murdered. Real. Yeah, and Pai told you right there in 2052, 53. Yeah, it's on. You hear horns, instruments, and they all appear. Yeah, they appear. They'll kill even Goetic demons right there, Pai. You murdered off 18 billion Southeast Asians, and then right there, 2 hours, your rakes and spirits are flying towards humans, gutting them, looting the human magicians that looted Pais and spells. Yep, real. The fucking little thing thought Pai was fictitious. Took off to China and know that they get a due date too. Yeah, 2250 years. Yep, them dies around that year. Real. That's when Pai told you extinct by summoning another white god down to witness. Yeah, to witness. And then you understand, and to assault you. Because, woman, you was pure evil. Yeah, you was pure evil. I told it, I told Torben, and he said, no, just I think on the hill, no, those are not you. Yeah, those are not you. And later on, Pai, it was so horrifying. The people wrote in English and then explained themselves. Yeah, yes, do. It was there. The little Egyptian isn't anything. Yeah, him's nothing. Y'all good. And Pai, and just said, I told you here go sin don't like my told you to and then 4 hours that's yeah. Those things never respected. You're part white, so that's true. Yeah, that's true. And then later on it was him having with you, yeah, normal. And then the damn thing didn't believe you, Pai. Kept talking as he was whole black Miss Eddie. Yeah, normal, I guess, yeah. And then Pai, you see that? 14 hours of you playing in Lao, Pai. You run into that group, and then you knew. And Pai, 2083, I see you successful, but that's when you robbed, yeah, the Netherlands and nail ghoul. Yeah, Pai did. Yeah, Pai did. Yeah, Pai did. That's true. Pai didn't tell you it is him that Pai robbed because he's not supposed to be near Pai. But when he tries to fit into Pai's family and DNA, Pai robbed him legally. Yeah, okay. The kid didn't believe you, Pai. It was 20 hours. Thầu cho nhiều tuột sân tới này là một cái chân này rồi tu xe rồi gọi là phải là tu này giờ là tu này đó còn vào mong sợ cho nhẹ sợ giờ khó la sợ nó sự lạnh nhé để một giờ chừng cho một khi là hai giờ trưa lời chuyện hữu lấy mấy tua nữa and it was 229 lời luôn là cái mà đó còn cái chỉ tao ở bên trái còn thiệt lại cái chuột lại lúc không giờ không lâu hết rồi phá nàyยังtôi giờ bàจะป้อนnày chỉ cóตัวแย่ตัวซะเลยอ่ะเราจะคุยจึงหายจะเลยคุยหนึ่งกูเนี่ยฮะเอาไปตัวเดียวไปไปก็เดี๋ยวเขาตัวตาอ๋อเนี่ย secret chief ตัวแก near organ pie yeah no those are human yeah those are human secret chiefs are not that simple yeah that's true you don't even understand secret chief is a bit harder but about 4 rakes in the sky than possible yeah that's true yeah I told about what yeah pie because Pai's also trying to strip your magic. Yeah, y'all could. And later on, Pai, you strip the DNA, the spinal cord, retinas, and brain tissue, and you match. And right there, you match the eyeball elixir. It was 2 fucking hours of Pai using its eyeball DNA, and then Pai knew it. What him was trying to harvest. Y'all could. I told you what big King Golia, you took off. Yeah, you knew him's got it. Yeah, you got it. You're gonna got it by Pai. Yeah. Your fucking civilization went out cold. Pai didn't love you. Yeah, that's true. And it was 2053 Pai. You murdered off the stupid Burmese king cobras. Yeah, they come back out of saucer. Watch this. Pai pull out the magic wand and Pai vaporized them. Yeah, that's true. Told new side that when they actually Pai told Pai to buy you seen the side they see na. Pai mua to ne pon ya they Thai they ya to so chế lâu lâu sẽ ya yang Pai mất lời thua ta. Pai thua to the here Pai thua on the hồ they bị Pama. Lự hai ninh Pama all the kỳ lọ tua bờ chế yeah tua bờ chế Pai chỉ khe cái tua phát tài từ cái tuần cha. Yeah. Chỉ muốn đông tới nhau để thấy cái bữa tối cái chọn đời Pai cho dễ Pai cho dễ yeah. Nó bao giờ Pai đại có thế. Phao tao all này cả Pai lấy kia rồi. ก็จะเป้าเจอมินไทยถกผ่านมลนุมาดูตัวน่ะพอเต้าเอาย่ออีตัววินโยอีตัวเบอร์ตัวตอนเดินนะเลยเทียเสียเลยเทียเสียเนี่ยเลยจะดูผ่านมาตัวตอนนี้วิจอนเลยจีนยาเนอะเนี่ยยาพายเลยชิลังจนเลยจะนึกให้จนเลยสิบปอเสียสิบปอสุดเดียวเนี่ย that they tie agreements and they chose they chose nhỏ hết they chose dùng sĩ chiều cái gì chỉ tại tôi thìอยู่ที่เที่ยวเราอยู่ส่วนอยู่จะว่าจะเจอเนี่ยอยากเฮ้ยจะthey choseตัวมีอันใส่มงแต่มาจะไม่ไปตัวเขาเป็นเลยยังจ่อยแล้วเดินตัวจีก็จิ้มไหลล้ออาก็ตัวนะฮะก็ตัวนะฮะ and it was 2 hours ไปมองไทยเนี่ยความไม่ไปกี่รู้ตัวมีตัวนี้มันตัวสิเนี่ยมีตัวกูสิเนี่ย and it was 58 minutes ไปไล่ดูก็วิธีการก็จะควรใจตัวเนี่ยจะมันปลอดเล็บแล้วก็ที่เนี่ยกูสิมันตัวปัจจัยสิไปแล้วมันอยู่ว่ายังปลอดเล็บตัวปัจจัยสิตัวปัจจัยสิก็จะ说起เนี่ยเฮ้ก็เนี่ยก็จะ包在我的下角度大家说的排比应他了要个排大个点呢去摸录 keyboard 这个的之后那个道理版比是跟道理 reindeer 这个照片么多呀一会就故事的 and he didn't believe your pie 呀头那多个说了他乱那个pie 我他妈跟那师傅摸的多they tell Australia yeah that's last rule yeah I told her funny then I 他们多他们在农场here 那就他们多呢我单走是你压个杆呀你脚步嘛脚步100 miles per hour 你脚步是900 miles per hour 到那拍都要80 trillion miles per hour yeah ก็บอก difference อะ拍大个的拍80拍 really about 900 trillion 900 trillion almost 9 it's like this 900 trillion almost 5 trillion yeah 5 times 5 trillion real and then later on pi pi is in God mode pi you absorb and then you emulate God DNA boom you match your real God level that's true yeah and the kid didn't believe your pi 2 hours of it fleeing it sees that you match level 4 level 4 crescent movement speed yeah ก็ตัวเรื่องมันใช้พายเจ๋งบ่อยไก่เลยand right there, he didn't even believe your pie until you cut up 20 Israelis. Said, fair enough. And then they begin supercharging. And then right there, you match. And then he leaves. I asked you. I told him the ball gold in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning. Because pie broke it off immediately. Yeah, those will never love you. Yeah, that's true. Never beg, yeah. And later on, you won pie. And kid in China, because it's from pie, you won pie. The fight scene with you and Chinese went wild. Yeah, that's true. Pi murdered off them in the millions. That's true. He thought Pi was funny. Look at America, Pi. 2073, 74. Yep, if you were Chinese, you're not Pi's family. Yep, flee. Pi murdered you. Look at that. Pi, you murdered them to the point where the viper goddess, their god deity, god deity animal, serpent, came down and spoke it, and said her didn't mean to offend Pi. That's true. It was 9 hours of them figuring out Pi's as powerful as 5-sided star. Pi's like equivalent to 4-sided star Aztec god. Yeah, real. Pi has all his metal technology and alloy and eyeball elixir. Real. No, about the Pi Hangbo Aztec too. You saw that bone god, the dead skull god, the Aztec on the building. Yeah, Pi's as powerful as those bad gods. Real, yeah. Those evil guys, yeah, real. That's why Pi made fun of you. That's real. Holy shit, Pi. He just took off and said, that fucker is a nut. Yeah, he's a nut. About that, go on my Pi the window. Yeah, go on my Pi the window. And you won Pi. Yeah, you won Pi. Lạnh ở Pi, yeah. Có những cái chỉ tự li bỏ hay giờ mà đâu chỉ xài dầu có đấy. Dầu hoặc là biết đa sẽ bên một tua dưới, bỏ hay giờ một tua dưới à. Để một chỉ tao nó mong cái bên một tua bắt chạy thế, nó có right there, thọ bắt đầu bỏ ra, bỏ này số this mà giờ mong này, that's true. About 2,600, there's no more Chinese women entering Hmong Nation where all will be murdered who are Chinese. Real. That's what Pi told you. That is the norm. Yeah, it's the norm. And you didn't even see Pi's as powerful as Aztec gods. Real. And woman pi has a nice green ray, blue ray, green ray, and white ray, and pink ray, real. Pi didn't tell you a pi stack yet. Pi a white ray, pink ray, here white ray, here green ray. And the pi stack into blue emulation, but really pi didn't dare. Yeah, pi didn't dare. Pi smart. Probably yeah, pi got see. Because if you use it genetically, pi's waiting for the region metal near 900 trillion pi years into the future. That's when you can. Yeah, you can. But your immune chip heals you on time. But you know, pi, you look like them, but you was wrong. Yeah, you was wrong. That's great. And you didn't understand, woman. The immune chip is from ancient Netherlands. That's true. Yep, y'all good. And those are pure evil. Yeah, pure evil. Pi, go boy. I told one get the base. Yeah, he cried for 8 hours. You saw those male demons. Yeah, the belly button area, the vipers. Yeah, those are Netherlands. Yeah, those are Netherlands. Yeah, those are Netherlands. Yep, and those scrawny fucking tall, yeah, humanoid things. Yeah, those are Netherlands. And Iceland and Pi, you won. The kid didn't believe you. That type of ghoul spirits appeared to Pi gain, but not nice. Yeah, not nice, woman. Yeah, those are very dangerous. They'll kill you. Yeah, they'll kill you. You're so stupid. Those were so powerful. They killed off your 20s in like 18 minutes. Real, yeah, real. Got what there? You got what there? Có một cái gì này ra thống đi lo đấy. Ôi, hết giờ nó mất tua đấy. Literally, Inu's one day is what I up one day. You know how funny you is? Y'all good. You don't even understand Pi has all their level 9 speed all the way to 4 speed. Yeah, y'all good. The kid didn't believe you. Pi passed away 8 hours later when your Vang rake spirit on him. Yep, him dies. Yeah, him dies real. 73 even. Secret Chief's dies real. Yeah, real. And right there, Pi, it was so powerful that ghoul over there bows down. That's true. That's normal. You don't get it, female. There's no other type of ghouls that can beat that. Yeah, y'all good. ก็บอกตัวเอาปลาตัวหยกได้ไผ่ก็จนนิ่งนะเลยได้ตัวนะไผ่นะพอตาตัวหมกได้ไปแล้วก็คือgoing to have to Jason. I'll kill all your stupid Native Americans that cast that spell. Yeah. When her dies, Pi, your surname will be exterminated from planet Earth. Real. Yeah. Fuck you, Native American. Real. Yeah. Real. Yeah, you're gonna be world famous right there in Germany too. Paul murdered you. Real, yeah, real. You didn't even see 18 billion souls missing in Southeast Asia, and you didn't even understand that your nations are murdered that day daily. Real, by real. You didn't even see Pi right there. I told Lamb, I'm the source of come. What was that? Pi went to gut it. You know, it's real. You, female, is a nothing. Y'all good. Hey, Pi. But I died lamb, died toilet. Good, yes, you dies lamb, y'all good. And I didn't even tell you lambs that have a tiger. Pi told you bye-bye, yeah, y'all good. And Pi's going to say, and Pi, you said 58 minutes into the future, when you're fighting those types, I see the kid passed away over there. And then 8 hours of her trying to explain herself, you cut her open right in front of her husband. Yeah, that's true. Him. After 74, I saw you murdered black people like dogs. Yeah, 100% as we do. Yeah, right on my Vang female ghoul spirit. You can't beat Pi. Yeah, you can't beat Pi. Right when you're done gutting them, Pi, it was 9 hours of the fucking dick. Didn't understand that them dies fair. Yeah, you're good. Hey, Pi. ก็ตัวจัง的里欧大姐哦那姑的多了这个应都是一度被知道到了还得有人家我罗海罗有领导是怎么理解领导是每ตัวเนี่ยมีออกมงตัวเป็นโปรเตไปนะในก็ค่ายรู้แล้วก็ภายหายหนึ่งลีละมันก็ตัว18 billion ตัวบล็อกเยอะก็ยิงเบลตัวบล็อกก็ตัว这面菜我报的几百盘子几百盘email几百名字几百秒email 呀个高 email 都多了你可别呀个我报的个还能多赚一点派了还要挖呀个我看个真正股个晒我怕只就背冇些派就不这个嘛的得手车了咯就这路亚轮都想么你多些来呀个就可能就这个就懵了呀个我们给他派258Kid dude you thing nữa, yeah, good. Cho mong số từ bao phải đó, lucky, yeah, lucky, yeah. Cho nên mong số Thái là gì, mong số nhà là gì, mong số mong là gì, mong số tỷ số tỷ là gì cho nên là cái có chỉ hỏng được có gì cho cũng mất tua gì cũng mất tua gì it was 2 hours phải có một lần tua là sai đó à thì ý phải một cái tua là chỉ dùng để có một tờ Taiwan chỉ tụ bao lâu tờ Taiwanese đó tụ bao lâu chip của tờ song cái nó những tua gì đấy bao lâu một cái tua đó phải gì đấy cái bảo bây giờ cái全部都么累到了要拍进的 cousins 要拍进的 cousins 来么个tua gì đấy that's true là bây giờ có cái tụi này bé lúc đó nó đã cú xe cho nên phải áo về phải là chỉ want nữa ya cái and look at that phải nữ chuột ra the on đi số hay phải một tuần rồi đã bảo magic wand ya đã bảo những gì đi here nữ những chỉ bảo có luôn bay trong quan nữ tuần nữa mà do mua và số phải yêu tụi trâu chơi nó cũng là cho ya mua chân phải sẽ cái chơi mình to phải ra mua chiến đấu lý phải bút ya chiến đấu lý ya chơi有农闲的人啦，些要学识嘢，因为每等说要好嘛，跳舞真多哩，也拍那么多把这子，也拍那么多把这子，让梦话这个草地都能有嘢，都能拍起不有味的话的，这也是呀，这也是喽。学过之后领的，个就见的，个做多是呢，要个就包括在那摸哎，都得选的了，到后老是不老了，多大嘞这也只要为了那些。只要百分之100拍下，只要应该说也做多少呀，做多少呢？要看，就是你可比了拍，就在这个部分里，这真对了，要看，我都冇得做过个啥的，还能得不个见了，要看。And look at that pie, 258. Look at her face. 你好慢播嘅，你好包的拍了，都只要远的多是的呀。And then 2,000 Pisons like this part. When we came out of the saucer, 2053, murdered off 18 billion Asians. And then right there, we're looking for the magicians who are white and human magicians, murder them to massacre, rob and steal away, and show pie what them done, and then, Right afterwards, pie, the reports in. The fucking bastard is missing in the saucer pie. 100% green lights do. Those are real horn demons too. Real. And did you catch which one's the head of a tiger and lamb? Spoken of pie too. Real. The fucking shit didn't believe you, pie. 258. When that event happens, 2 are identified, and then the rest of the children are not our people. Them are not. They're not normal. Normal. Because kid in China. We isn't you. We is only Hmong. We is only Hmong. That's correct. Hmong nation. Period. I can't tell you my nation because you is not allowed to know. You is to be murdered like an Amazon and Aborigine. And we have identified your DNA as Chinese, and you is not Paisan. That's correct. You is a wild thing that we will gut with technology too. That's true. I told them, kid, what they God, don't do. 把那个多么简单，这做也没法翻了，跟好个我那个做的热的，个来等了也法翻这个把点名菜，个应该知道准度了，要个翻了也准度了。And it was 58 minutes pie，头都冇播的多给到 Florida 呢，都汤播的咁么多把这的呀，多把这的，头马说冇多呢，那么多呢都对年路之梦。Itu ni ohak au dah nyara suatu cita lama lagi pelapa cuma saja lah pada luar tuan jah capla pada kau mampu suatu capla zaman li pada le cinta kau yang tua saja. Hey pai, you know what happened? 229 tu mi cai pe la ni ne kau main pe au pai ni yang mong bel ni cukup je pai ni mau lan ni je capa ni waktu risua ni luar tu. 那是你我chơi的就冷个牌，一个就是冷，都没人才蒙太的那牌，都咁直接打好嘅呢，個多得多，個就幫你拍馬先，就 Pacific 做乜嘢啦先，個呢個直接個 play 都先學過之類先，起碼學咗出間仔，學到就你用先，個嘛就路就講是就要咯，要嘅，牌嚟嘅，I told I多俾咯。 又可咩白啲？要只要係草木低派啊，派咗皮哦，又嘅派咗ตัว台灣呢時啲時頭都不老羅啦，不老羅家都要老了，係嘅派住係，一派咗多咗些，或者派英，直接派乜嘢派乜多，又派乜多又嘅。 排了嘛，你人猜呢，没猜哟。ดูเลย排都没多kia呀，排没多kia，排是跟着谁？มองไทยเนี่ยคนไม่เป็นแต่ชิมวันนู้ก็มันเทียบตัวจะเทคโนโลยีนั่นแหละจำเลยเบรกปุ๊บพายซะนะก็ยังชิมวันตัวได้เบรกอย่างน้อยก็จะได้หนึ่งกล้วยปล่อยเลยตัวโอ้มีตู้เนี่ยไปหลายอยู่ไอ้อ้วนมั่วแย่มั่วไอ้เหี้ยพายยังเกี่ยวถพายยังเกี่ยวอ้อพายกดโตเราจะตอนนั้นเนี่ยกดโตกดชาเราจะตอนนั้นชื่อเนี่ยเราไม่พายตัวเนี่ยเราไม่พายตัวพอเจเกียร์ซะนะฮะก็บอกไปสิก็หายนี่เดี๋ยวพอดีเกี่ยวกับอ้อพายกดชาเกียร์บีเกียร์นะชัวร์เนี่ยก็ไม่เป็นโอ้เชี่ยเลยจะพายเสือโหลดเต้ก็จะได้เบรกของบางยาโหลดเต้าก็หายรู้ก็เริ่มบ้าจงจะเจ๊เราเต้อย่าเลยแต่ว่าอ้อพายจีจะไปอย่าเล่นเกียร์เล่นเกียร์แล้วจงจะ UFO ซอสเต้แต่อย่าเลยแต่ว่าแล้วเคก็จะยังไม่ใช่ก็ตัวผ่านแล้วมาตัวแย่ก็ตัวผ่านมาตัวก็บ่เดียก็เขียวก็ตัวไม่ใช่ก็ให้หนึ่งอย่างหนึ่งตัวซะแหละอยากคือ and look at that yeah factualก็ยิงยออียาพายเลยจิบุเจียยาหมดจัง and look at what happened พายก็มีอย่างชายมงนะชายแต่ก็ฐานะจิฐานเอาด้านะมาอย่าตรงนี้ด้าไปอยู่จะคงด้านะมาโยคือก็มีอยู่มงไทยนะมาอีกปอนเดอร์พายอยู่นี่จะใช้เทียนใจพายเจียปุ๊บนี่เจียพายจะใช้จังกงจะอินดาชัวเสียอินดาชัวเสียเดียวเฮียจนเฮียจะนิ่งชัวจะมงชัวเฮียจะชัวนะพายพวกมงเลยจะเจียเจียคอแต่จำปาลูเฮียลายยอเลยจำปาโดยอเลยเฮียย่อเลยตัวมีอ่อนชายมองไทยเลยนี่ใช่ไหมเป๊ะผ่านมาตัวเสียจะพามาเลยผ่านมาตัวเสีย and it was 2 hours of you just killing Burmese Thai yeah 100% you did you want to see how stupid you is kid Pi even told you on the internet and then you didn't see right there in 29 Pi hovers and flies and right there in 73 Pi has full immortal DNA injected injected and that's when Pi's flying around with Pi's stack of metal devices. And that's when never dwell too close to Pi. I'll see your soul. Pi barcode. That's true. Without that Pi, มองไทยเนี่ยเขาไม่ไปPi จะรู้จริงเลยอีโมก็จะเติร์แต่อีสงกัวPiโบก็จะแกยอกเกินมีตัวPi nên tua đó ta đó cho cái mất tua thì tụ một đại học ấy 100% this video here của work there. Cause outside there, pain and poo got you won't even live, woman. You don't even get it. Pi's a god, woman. That's real. That's real. You think Pi let you even learn, woman? Pi is not squeamish when you're dying, woman. That's true. That's true. Yep. Let it learn. Yeah, let it learn. Pi's right. Yeah, Pi's right. He was an unbelievable female human. That's who dies. Use the red side. The casting. Your little Thor sister, that stupid bootleg Burmese flower who gets over there. Her sorcery never worth anything. But usually you see that dies right there when you awaken in the 9 hours. Men decided to put bullets in those fingers. Yeah, completely stupid.
Hey, Pi. It'll be 9 months, Pi. The lamb committed suicide.
Fuck you, lamb, yeah. I saw you guys in the Saucer Minor Lamb Boy thing. Yeah, it came out in the Middle East. Pi murdered it. Yeah, Pi murdered it. That's true. And then right there, Pi, you're fasting like about 2 or 3 hours here in the Middle East, blue skies. And then look at that. Right there, you begin gutting them in broad daylight. Yes, we do. I told him the things we had can go now. He says, I have never seen a god, a human god like you, pissed off. It's so stupid, woman. Yeah, it's so stupid, woman. Did you see the Indochina gods? Was on Earth, yeah, was on Earth, yeah. They were planning to kill Pi, but they look at Pi's story and they went, well, Pi's gonna become a war god. Makes sense then, yeah, we'll let it happen. Yeah, that's true, that's true. They were the king cobras that were right there in human form on Earth. They left the planet in 2015. Yeah, I'll Pi go chill, okay, get Pi in here. Yeah, that's true. Then they are not the Gushe Jafwatai. In for the talk up Indochina, Indonesia, yeah, York, John the Japan, the Congi, the Jangli do, the Jangli do, the Southern year. And then the end, Thai here, Pi, auto hydroplay, that your low for fire, tail M sign, yeah. Just your low, yeah, what Jang Pi, Lang, yeah, Lang, 2 that you call Palu, yeah, the Palu, or Kuduke, Pi. 到 double one 的 wheel 的多用艺术呀，下胸做胸子多给呀，莫真 nè chỉ cho nó cũng là chỉ đó đi à bao cho phá xong nhỉ con bùa bao cho phá xong nó phát tài nó nhỉ phát tài ra hết phá lắm bung bung bùa tụi nó bùa số lúc chế ra số mà đó là tụt top blue rồi hết cho nó Indochina sẽ Indochina số này tôi Thái là do cái đi Indochina số vì đó khá thì cho ra nó thì chính chỗ hết phá số bây chỉ một bây giờ mình go rồi giờ bây giờ mình go số đấy ô mấy bé phá sẽ phá số phá mua cho mình ở dầu đạn đầu đó chỉ phải phơi đó hồ rồi phải mua sau một đó nữa cho đó chiều cụ thể phong yêu bây giờ cho lũ đó ta chơi nó để cái gia đình nó sẽ đi à sĩ hưởng bộ nợ chứ có đi em phải sự con sẽ có mua tụ một đấy đã tụ có một tụ cái phải một tụ cái con ông phải cái có trên tên là con ông sẽ mình sai you want to see how fast pies and pork about 60 seconds 12 times cái tụ cái đâu có phanh của ông bao của yên bao cái tụ cái tầng ngay lưu ta có bao giờ có cho nên cái tôi trong gì chấp lại có ai phải sẽ đã có the Indochina Thai weak Thai is not weak Thai master Greek technology I'm like Thai master Aztec and a version of 3 million year old gods real real that's why phải đã có đó phải bỏ phải giờ nó cho tới mà đâu tôi gì dọc có bỏ tiền tôi một đấy với là phải nơi đó chùa đấy nơi đó sao thì có lúc nữa đó một không muốn thầu cho qua cơ ya cho qua cơ đấy mà chùa một cho nên mong thái nữa nhưng mà đâu đó theo mình biết đấy sau một cái gọi đó phải chịu quá theo cái công tuần đâu phải như sao thì我哋呢就见了，都开个那股哈开就那股马豆子这样，那 strike 这样，那 strike 这样。And in the end pie, you won pie. The fucking kid didn't quit. The one dog kia bên này, do tụi chị do cơ. And the chị mong nè, tao là chúng mình chạy pie. You see what happened? 14 hours of the miệng dài nó qua đây có một lần chip rồi nè. Tụi chị cứ kia có một lần chip rồi nè, cho đúng là có một tụi chị tạm thôi à. Tới cái phương như tụi là ta đồ lúc chạy nhung được ta xin được lúc chạy nhung được một trang right there như một trang. And by going to say, stop paying the key have your because right there, the theory, and it was 9 hours by come on, so things we have, things. Cái mà ra thì của xe hai đi nó thì cũng mà chung mà chi tiền ya, của cái dùng gì sự độc của tao em mà rõ, mà nó rõ ngoài hết tí, cho nên của sự ngoài cũng có cái gì mà saying, and you see what happened? The dick passed away right over there. 2 officers on that dick over there. And then he murdered 70 people. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I know he's an African gangster. Yeah, he's a crib edition. He murdered about 70 people in Oakland. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they were playing with them on cult sorcery stands, and them are still pretty much him went straight to prison after the event. And Pi, you won. The dumbass kept fucking with you. Pi passed away in China, and one of your singers looted it. Yeah, 100% do what I said. Yeah. You didn't understand that you're not allowed in the Pies Nation. How can you know any kind of sorcery called spell? That's true. The spell stands real. The dick passed away. 4 hours later, was looted by her own mom. Yeah, normal. Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah. I didn't even tell you a kid in China, you dies, and it will be 14 hours of you cutting open that stupid little fat midget fucking Burmese hair cutting piece of shit, dude. And then put một tổ bạch again right up there. Yeah, tụi mẹ nhau rồi có một tổ bạch tụi họ nè, tụi tôi sẽ một tổ bạch chứ. Tụi bỏ cái tụi này một để mót bị hệ nhu sẽ cái cho nên tao không lo hay sẽ bự lo cái đen nè cho nên chỉ tao chỉ tí đi nè. Nên nên hạ trong kia nó mót tổ đấy để tổ chế rồi này tụi có công là phải này khai được quên tiền, này hai đô phải tiền, này dưới tụi này đây rồi chân nó mà dùng cái từ phải là mất chạy tới sẽ đi có giấy tuần gì dù hệ nhiều hệ đa tua hệ cái sự bỏ tao hồi nhớ tao chơi sự thọ qua sao tí giờ sẽ nếu mua tụi một áo số chạy đã phải đi à tụi họ là tí ăn gầu tây ninh chùa đấy tụi con là phiêu của công của cái gia bản là cái đó có một swing tây là cái ninh tụi một để mong thái rồi có một tụi một cái phải một trò xỉa tới gì thế phải ra chỗ bên là phải đã cái đó phải mua bên cho nên qua tại xa lăng tụi thế phải mà này cái kệ giờ kệ đấy luôn này giờ bao nhiêu giờ Indochina là bao nhiêu giờ là cho hai tiền 我发等下 King Cobra 排吧那么我要呀，手做嘢呢都录音机还得做个呀，在家中呢就他老都排是也要个，这个在这宁是，要朋友都是只冷排我被都多了呀么真，个嘛只帮得排我要呀排我要 that's true，个帮得嘛为你家个好啥的，排这里我真的。他们多不这些呢？人建筑没得，很有没得呢？我对住啊，no way，no way。我排年排起码都係就那個過就撇就痛呢，那過就說呢，那麼把這些就實登實路呢，把這單拖排人偷呢，呀，排人蒙順偷呢，我都沒有蒙太的那排，那真叫的那就說實登實路真偷呢，排麼多把這些啊，多把這些的呀。That's why 排這個，都只要排是呢，排就有單用嘅，只要點零的時候，麼個多把這那個怎麼呢？呀，用把頂就掉呀，麼這。ai thấu đa nhung để hiệp phải nhung để lùa câu đó ya bao giờ chú con ba đó nhiều câu đó nó bỏ cái hệ nhung đá tua hiện nên họ dùng cái tia này rồi nó mới có tua này nó chia ra em một chân hại cái gì á nó tới con nó tua nó tập phá má ya tua nó tập phá má ác vậy đó bao giờ phải là xếp phải họ đó họ phải là chọn nhẹ ya một trái nhiều phải sợ mua nó mà ya mua đâu mình đỡ hại ya trái thôi nó chỉ là require they got water in there there's no such thing for now. That's true. And the moment the kid is a reject past the fucking monster dies right there and now, and then 14 hours they think the Lao government's still there. Yeah, Pi deleted them. Yeah, Pi deleted them. That's true. And right there, Pi, when you're done deleting the Lao government, it was there in Thailand, Pi. It says, page those are Pi murdered him. Yeah, Pi murdered him. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Yeah. Pi to net, it's what it's a yana. 桌子呢？要跟对你警察东西，菲律宾我真的我得讨论的这亚洲警察东西的呀，个我得这个三个大姑了，我们台呢真的这样的多不这个呀，把他们多不这，把呀朋友来接来把这的，个你还没拍，个还没拍哦，拍了那个是拍的整理整穿脱的那边要个呀，我把的装的嘛太阳，喏就做老呀。họ cho nên bị đa có hay tia nè qua tới lên đó là phải mất lời dịp lời phải tới là tuổi cha đá ya tuổi cha đá trở ra mông cổ ya đá trở ra mông cổ nữa ya có chỉ bao ra mua ya có chỉ bao ra mua cái giờ là đa phải bao giờ tôi cũng là đá nhu lên đó người nó đâu có cái nào đâu nó có tuổi ya nó có tuổi ya họ cứ and by you see that you think I'm gonna let you live I'll kill you murder you real yeah me is the horn grandpa yeah no I'm gonna always just do him right there, your own grandpa's second, and they murdered a whole bunch of Asians in Southeast Asia. They appear in Thailand. Well, yeah, that's 100% correct. Yeah, that's true. The fucking shit didn't believe your pie. He came out and he smashed the head of those nasty little Burmese types. I have always just do guys to good normal. About me, that's why I don't know where you're gonna turn to. You have the European ancestry. They hated you. They is pies people. They murdered you right there in 2052 to 58, 53 to 58. 18 billion souls gone from planet Earth, from Southeast Asia, all Asia. Real, yeah, it's real. Europe lost about 48 billion. Yeah, Europe's losing about 48 billion souls. Real, yeah, real. Because you was caught by gods, demons, and angels and spirits, and you was reported as evildoers and wrongdoers and errors. Yeah, y'all could. No root in heaven, no such thing that you will get better, and no such thing that you will get into any god society, space country, space station up there. So you guys, and Pi's right, yeah, Pi's right. Garbage passed away 4 hours later, and now him knew it. His fucking people are murdered by me too, Pi. That's true, that's accurate. You don't even understand, woman, that there is such demons when they appear. Yes, you guys, Pi's right, yeah. And Pi, you see the garbage? Finally shuts up, yeah. When Pi's talking reasonable, you need to be nice, yeah, and play along, yeah, and talk reasonable. Because later on, when Pi swing, that's when things are over. Because kid didn't believe you. It was 9 minutes of you talking in Persian, and he spat, yep, Pi ended him, yeah, Pi ended him, yeah, it's over, yeah, done. That's how fast it is, yeah, but you need to attempt, yeah, you need to attempt. Because parents grade you, Pi, yeah, that's true, that's correct, yeah, watching. 我派我要 กูบอกเฮียก็ให้เตียจะตื้อภายattempt นะถือว่าพวกนี้เราภายจะด่าพอให้ยังชอบแต่มั่วก็หมดจะรู้ใจเราเนี่ยเราจะคงจะเล่นเราจะภายจะพอจะหัวก็จะเราตัวก็รวมเลยก็ชัวก็รู้อย่างลิ้นเราเติบเราหยอกคือไอ้มีตัวภายด่าไปด่าก็สิพอด่าก็มันจะไปใจช่วยแล้วก็มันพูดเอาอย่าหยอกคือ and it was 2 hours of ดูมิมองได้มองไทยเลยตัวชับเลยพอพายมอกันเนี่ยน้าลงเดือตัวเรายังยอคือเกียร์ยอคือ and it was 2:29 pie the police took hers a bit and then her didn't tell you yep hers yep beheaded yeah okay I didn't understand I mean didn't get how can you be in America yaka eventually the breed is going to be more Chinese and you're going to be murdered anyway. That's true. Yeah, makes sense that you'd hide in Southeast Asia. That's true. And the kid didn't believe your pie. And pie, you said in 2083, there's 4 uglies that are reported by law enforcement officers as them. And then one of them kept casting it, and it was that bitch that gave you the photo. And pie, you see, 2 hours of you making fun of her didn't get it. Is Bateau, but Balinese, you was Mado, and your head is more round, not egg-shaped. That's true. And then it can be small head, round, but still no good. Yeah, no good. And later on, you have an odd, yaka tone. Yeah, that's true. And then that's why Bates, okay, go funny. Yeah, funny. And it was 258 pie. Liars are those, and it was done it na lo ko kia ro lo ko mo tu bai some with the box to ni na hai ko ma ko ya ja mong ko wa tu mi yo tu be chi po ko ja da nu ta nyu no ka yin pa ri ja na pa to pa da Ukraine yin jang pa ja pa ja po ja fa jin shi ta da li tu mi an chai be ma tu dia just the thing you think mo na ko ma tu dia pa yo ya pa yo and it was 229 pi. The police took a little Gale, and then hers deleted. The fucking little bitch hides in a car pie, you vaporize, you light up the car, yes, me do. Goes kaboom, and look at the fucking screamers, pie murdered all of them, oh yeah, real, Pie fly and light them all up, ashes to ashes right there, woman. You figure why pie and secret cheese hate you, because you're not deserving of any source for that's true. Look at that, garbage, committed suicide. Hey, pie, you said. 2 more little gals murdered, and then 2 ugly female ghouls appear and wrote, those are us, Pie. We not know why you hate us, and by punching, but said, go away, Yaku, and then dwell and heal, and we'll come back and talk to you, Yaku. You're only a spirit, Yaku. And it nods, Yaku. And you wanna know why, Paisan? They're so afraid of you because they knew it. Yep, you ended civilizations like those white ones. Yeah, that's true. Tụi mi ở dâu về chuột á phải nếu chỉ bóng tới nè nếu sai tiền check what in the nếu tông nó tông thà you only sound like a Bambi female. Yeah, that's true. Con đó đi mà lose that stupid beaver. Yeah, your white tones are beaver. Yeah, nothing but grunts and nothing but shouts. People told you no. Yeah, people told you no. Yeah. Có một chuột thì phải là cái gì cái đó đi nè nát trong beaver cái này short cái sao tới đó nè yo chỉ ăn đọc lá nhục từ này ra lại học nó phải đâu có cái do đó có chúng mấy tuần tí đi phải là này học mi to phải là hay do phải là hay do and look at that phải 229 cho chiên đó là hôm nay thôi and then 258 phải tụi một day mong thay là này khá là hay tham ăn nó có một lần tụt Puluza, that's true. 29, there were 50 people missing. Yeah, she told the block, yeah, near 28. Even better, yes, still, yeah, good. Yep, có xa khá đi, phải cho tự là một cái thọ sẽ thế gì. Có nè sai thì bỏ hết giờ đang từ tự rồi là lông lù nó là một cái tua này, nó giúp cái này, yeah, good. And mình tôi mong thấy. Có chuột chat tin này cái chỉ bỏ thì phải là tất cả cái câu answer cái chỗ khẩu công nó phải okay. And look at that pie 258 tụi mi on sai mong thái nữa nè đại tua đó tụi chỉ đại tua để chơi people are going more burning the tua ta I just don't tell you why pie when nó nên nít chồng mong này okay. Nít cho kiên đó tụi mình từ hai lũ hay bộ pie với chủ yếu tụi tia เทียถกผายบัวนะผายฝนหนึ่งตัวจงสูผ 排了有一度容易的那些个chim的呀，都是排么了多呀，ก็有一度能vu我明才，努对有个啥的个 match 排呢，ก็ตัวเสีย you can't match 排。And in the end 排跟着些ตัวหมดเลยนะตัวแกอ่ะนี่จะ包着ให้你蒙了呢，每ตัว包了那个的叫我包蒙说了要个，ตัว的排了有啊也了要个。ตัวเด็กก็จะ包着，ตัวเด็กตัว做一条过饮食被生活呗，ตัวเด็ก要鸟定落地的这头落嘅这多就没用的呀，这叫ตัว那个的就把那个的也压迫见过，还没做就把还那ตัว把落那个的那累呀累，ก็不包就ตัว把那个的那大个子呢，那包排上哎，那包排上，ก็ตัวนึงก็เห็นอยู่ไอ้ก็จะช่วย排了药呀排了药，也不是这些。lớn thì không đây thua kia thổ thủ bỏ nát cái đấy tập rồi đấy chia kia ua nát cái đấy là thổ chia vô nát cái đấy là tí bia là cho mong số mà kia rồi cái bộ này tu ít tuần sai là long đấy yong da phải bao cái phải vô cái và mong phải vô cái thổ chia kia nó lùa kia nó có mua cho nhiều tới nhau nó thua ta này là normal rồi mong đấy chỉ cho trâu ya 56 by normal. We murdered them in 83 by an adventure officially nodded and kept murdering them. Normal Malaysia. ก็ยังเปาโลถอไปอยู่เป็นเดียวเนี่ยตัวปนักก็เดินเดินมา有一度只有一度半年没说了要人家到的是个时候我怕有病的头排手大姐狗的胸子也等了多久对你的还有莫真ก็จะ要ตัวปนักก็เดินตัวตีเกียที่นี่ตีเกียเราลอยจีแค่ไหนอ่ะเราแต่ก็เจอด้านเราจะหันเราคงดูว่าอย่ามัวเชิงตัวมองไพ่เดี๋ยวอีสานจะเดี๋ยวตัวน้าลงปนเนี่ยมองชอบตัวตีเปลี่ยนนะเรามาสั่งโอ้ยมัวเกียจังจีจังอย่าเกียจังจีจังพอตาหนึ่งกว่าไปเกียรู้ตัวเนี่ยยาพลอแล้วมาพอโอ้ยตัวเด็กก็ยาตัวเด็กก็เนี่ยตอนได้มาชัวรู้ได้ชนะมัวอีตัวเนี่ยก็จะชัวหนึ่งก็ตัวชงตัวรู้ใจอยู่ท้อพายหนึ่งก็ที่น่ะตัวเนี่ยเดี๋ยวด่าตัวจ่อเสียด่าแรงสิย่อตัวเลยย่อไปให้ในมองชัวนะแล้วอยู่ตัวตัวพายย่อเฮียพามาก็เชื่อพามาตัวมาก็เชื่อพายkeep it yes we do and then later on it was 2 hours of the fucking demon laughing with you and then on in time the พายอีเนี่ยก็เลยพามามั่วเฮียพามา own and it's more more this they have a female they have Burmese demon that's true hell it's like real and what they don't tell you Pi the fucking little bitch committed suicide right there on national television and then her knew it her husband found out Pi didn't want her right there you're gonna die right there if I could open your hand you're the stupid tiger from Burma you die is real ก็ตัวผมก็ตัวเราก็ต้องจ่อเราผมก็ตัวผมเยอะผมก็ตัวผมเยอะก็ต้องบอก answer วิพายว่าซอพายให้นี่มองตัวว่าตัวเดียวพายตัว owner ยกตัวเชื่อ and then later on พายนึกจริงๆก็มันตัวตานะอ๋อนี่ด้านแรงบอกกันเราหายใจผมมันบวกเกี่ยวอะไรเดียวin the时候的话，不也是讲的了，你包车包回来了，我谈的了都宿舍都是住，也要住单套也没整。我觉得他给的你只要有都住呀，住单套呀，你只要了住单套了，要多了，多了。蒙台的呢，做个么多背对，也读da，da那个的呢，这样得不了，罗给那个也得对了，家姐路省的也排明白。ตัวมีอันสายมองไทยนะมันนึกเป้าแต่ตัวน้าน้องพอสวดตัวไปสมองเลยตัวน้องตัวไปจะเพลง and you see 2 of those songs are heard by that's true you did not believe it but really 8 songs by ยี่เจ้าเพลงตัวปอนนักได้ชวนเลยหมดเชิง the lizard demon woman right now is in Hmong hers in a Hmong Chinese woman form her sung 8 songs only real The head of tiger woman right now is in China. She's 26 years old. Her is full Chinese. Her is full Chinese. The next generation for breeding among nation Pikey goes biggest fight scene right now. The fucking bastard committed suicide right over there. That's true. Her knew it. Her's gonna go to jail, Her get shot. Real, Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Real. Rest in peace. And then 229 Pi, the police broke down the fucking garbage, shot her, took off.
Normal.
Yeah, normal. Pi didn't care. Yeah, Pi didn't care.
You're worthless human being soul anyway. Pi didn't love you.
Yeah, that's true. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Hey, Pi. 2083. The dig over there committed suicide and gave you everything.
Yeah, A plusers do.
I saw right there, 83 is when he came out with the Hmong woman from southern China, and they begged Pi light of the African.
Yes, we do.
And then Pi let the old granny live.
Normal. No.
Yeah, real.
Yeah, real.